Welcome back, Legends. We already know Drive Syndicate. Side Stories is coming to Asphalt Legends, and you guys already understand why this is such a big deal. Drive Syndicate has always been one of the most demanded events in this game, but at the same time, it's also one of the most stressful events for F2P players. Because let's be real, classic Drive Syndicate usually comes with heavy requirements, upgrade walls, and that feeling like the event is trying to squeeze your resources dry. But this time, it's different. The Asphalt team already mentioned in the 2026 roadmap that they're bringing Drive Syndicate side stories, not the full main Drive Syndicate event. And the most important line they said is this: side stories won't be as demanding as the main Drive Syndicate events. That one sentence alone makes this whole event feel hopeful, especially if you're F2P and you normally skip DS the moment you see the first upgrade gate. Because if Gameloft actually delivers on that less demanding promise, then side stories could become the first Drive Syndicate style event where F2P players can actually progress deeper, grab meaningful rewards, and maybe even make a real attempt at the main car without the usual insane pressure. And in this video, I'm breaking down what we know, what we can realistically expect, and how I think you should prepare. Whether you're a new player, average F2P, or a veteran who's been through every Drive Syndicate pain before. Before I get into the full breakdown though, make sure to hit like, subscribe if you're new here, and definitely drop a comment, because I read all of your comments and I want to know one thing. Are you guys actually excited for side stories? Or are you already expecting the usual Drive Syndicate grind? What exactly is Drive Syndicate side stories? So here's the key idea. Drive Syndicate Side Stories is basically a new Drive Syndicate themed event type that Gameloft plans to run multiple times throughout 2026. And instead of being the huge main Drive Syndicate that takes over the whole season and demands everything you own, these are supposed to be like extra chapters that expand the Drive Syndicate story. So it's still Drive Syndicate in theme, still connected to that whole DS world, but it's not meant to be the same massive main DS experience. And the roadmap also makes it clear that the main Drive Syndicate will still happen twice a year, like usual. So side stories aren't replacing DS. They're more like an additional DS-style event that shows up more often, but with lighter pressure. Now, what does less demanding actually mean in real gameplay terms? That's the big question, and Gameloft hasn't fully explained it yet. But I'm going to break down what we do know from the patch notes, and then I'll give you the most realistic expectations based on how Drive Syndicate works historically. Event dates plus support cars. According to the Flames of Fortune patch notes, the first Drive Syndicate Side Stories event runs from February 10th to March 10th. The main featured car is Rimac Nevera R, brand new S-Class car. And if you missed my car performance breakdown, check my full Flames of Fortune patch note breakdown video. The link is in the description because I covered the new cars there already, and I'm not repeating all the stats today. Now, the biggest thing about the Rimac Nevera R, it's listed as a key car in the patch notes, meaning without the key, you don't unlock it, period. Support cars listed are Lexus LFA Nürburgring package, Bentley Mulliner Bacalar, FV Frangivento GT65, Mercedes-Benz Silver Lightning, Bugatti Centodieci, and we have two brand new cars in this lineup, Rimac Nevera R, Lexus LFA Nürburgring package. Everything else is older cars. Today I'm not focusing on which car is good or bad. Today is all about the event structure, what it might demand, and how F2P players should approach it. How I think side stories will work. Now let's talk about the real question. How is this event going to work? In my opinion, side stories will still follow the classic Drive Syndicate structure because it's still a Drive Syndicate event type. So I fully expect to see the familiar DS systems like chapters, mission pass, syndicate points, syndicate coins, pin missions, hazard level mechanics. All of that feels like the DNA of Drive Syndicate. Even if it's side stories, the event still needs that DS identity, and those mechanics are literally what make DS. But where the difference should happen is the scale and the pressure. If side stories truly is less demanding, then the most realistic changes would be shorter chapters, fewer total chapters, shorter reward milestone, lighter upgrade requirements, more forgiving syndicate coin economy. That's what less demanding usually means in practice. But I need to be very clear here. None of this is confirmed yet. No one can honestly tell you 100% exactly what side stories will look like until it launches, because the official roadmap only says less demanding, and it doesn't list the exact mechanical differences. So right now, all we can do is predict based on the patterns we already know. Realistic expectations. This part is important because I don't want you guys going into this event with the wrong expectations. Even if it's less demanding, this is still a Drive Syndicate style event, so I wouldn't expect things like free key for everyone. No upgrade walls at all. Drive Syndicate is built around gates and progress walls. That's the whole structure. Side stories might reduce the pressure, but the DS style will still be there. So the safest mindset is expect the same structure, but lighter pain. That means it might feel more playable for F2P players, but it won't suddenly become a free festival. F2P breakdown. Now let me break this down by player type, because not all F2P players experience DS the same way. New or average F2P. If you're new or you're a more average F2P player, here's what will most likely happen. You'll progress through the early chapters, you'll collect some rewards like a few blueprints, some credits, some tokens, some parts and resources. But eventually you'll hit a wall when the event starts demanding upgrades and stargates on support cars that you don't have, or you have them at low stars. And once you hit that wall, progress slows down hard, because in DS-style events, you can't just skill your way through requirements. If the game says upgrade the car, you either upgrade it or you stop. So for new or average F2P, your best goal should be maximize free rewards, don't waste resources early, and don't panic spend. Veteran F2P. Now, if you're a veteran F2P player, it gets more interesting. Because if you already have multiple support cars at decent stars, you can push much deeper into the event. You can grab more milestone rewards, more Syndicate coins, more blueprints, and potentially a meaningful amount of Rimac Nevera R blueprints. But the key problem is still the same. The final stretch usually becomes expensive. Even if you have the cars, DS events often become a Syndicate coin management test, where one bad upgrade decision can destroy your whole run. So a veteran F2P can definitely progress far, but the key is still not guaranteed, especially if the side story isn't extremely generous. Predicted minimum stars. Now the next question everyone asks is, what minimum stars do we need to complete Drive Syndicate side stories? This is not official, but based on typical DS patterns, the minimum gates could look something like this. Lexus LFA Nürburgring package. 2 stars Bentley Mulliner. Bacalar. 3 stars FV Frankevento G T65. 3-star Mercedes-Benz Silver Lightning. 4-star Bugatti Canadieci. 4-star Rimac Nevera R main car. Probably 3-star, and I'm saying minimum gates for a reason. Because even if you barely meet the minimum star requirement, you still need enough Syndicate coins to actually do the upgrades the event demands. So it's not just about having the stars, it's about having the ability to pay the upgrade cost without destroying your run. So yes, support cars already at strong stars is basically mandatory if you want a real chance at pushing far. Final thoughts. So yeah, Drive Syndicate. Side stories is honestly one of the most interesting things coming to Asphalt Legends right now, because it has the potential to finally give us that Drive Syndicate feeling. Chapters, missions, Syndicate coins, pinned runs, the whole DS vibe, without the usual insane pressure that forces people to spend just to stay alive in the event. From what we know so far, the first side story runs February 10th to March 10th, with the Rimac Nevera R as the main feature car, and it's listed as a key car, so unlocking it will still be a serious goal. The support car lineup is also important, especially because the Lexus LFA Nürburgring package is also brand new, and the rest are older support cars that could decide how far you can really push. And until the event actually launches, nobody can confirm the exact mechanic changes. So the smartest expectation is that the structure stays classic DS, but with fewer chapters, lighter upgrade requirements, and a more forgiving coin economy. If you're new or average F2P, you'll probably get solid rewards early and then hit an upgrade wall later. So the goal should be free blueprints and resources without panic spending. If you're a veteran F2P with support cars already built, you can push deeper and maybe make a real key attempt, but only if you manage Syndicate coins properly and don't waste upgrades early. Bottom line, I'm hopeful, but I'm staying realistic. Side stories should be better than main Drive Syndicate, but it's still Drive Syndicate, so gates and grind will still exist, just hopefully with less pain. Now I want to hear from you guys. Do you think Gameloft is actually going to make side stories noticeably easier? Or do you think it's going to feel the same with a different name? Drop your predictions in the comments, and once the event goes live, I'll do an updated breakdown with the real structure and the real requirements. Don't forget to subscribe. Legends, see you on the track.